What's up, guys? It's me, Trash Salsa, and this is kind of a hilarious versus video. If you're usually on my channel and you know these fans well, you're gonna know the winner right away. But I'm just bored, so let's see which fan is better. If you don't come to this channel and you don't know my channel too well or these two fans too well, this is gonna be kind of I'll just say one word: contrast. Why is this blurry? Thank you. All right. Let's do a verse video. So in verse videos, we do pros and cons. We compare the fans and find out which fan is better. Let's do it. We'll start with the Eskimo because we'll just start with the Eskimo. All right, pros of the Eskimo. What's good about it? Well, it's got a rope handle. This comes in handy because I can smack it, it won't break, and it looks cool. It really does. So there's some fan, artificial handles that can look a little ridiculous, like Galaxy with her refrigerator handle. But the rope handle with the pattern, it's very elegant. I'll leave it at that. So that's one pro. Cool handle. Next pro is the color. This was repainted because before there was no color. It was just rust. So we got it from that point to a very beautiful color. The only thing is it was not clear coated, so it's not shiny. It's more of a matte finish. But you know what? It's not rusty, so that's fine with me. And it makes the inside look really clean. So there's that. Next pro. I don't really know. See, that's where things start to fall down. I guess the design, it does look like a nice fan. I mean, most metal bladers look a little ridiculous, Well, mostly the ones with the metal grills, they can look really stupid. For example, like, I don't know. Like those old Kenmore fans. It just looks like it's from the Industrial Revolution. But this fan was, the paint scheme, I guess, helps with the design. It's got the white grills, the nice blue color cabinet, so it makes it feel more homely. If you had this in your bedroom, it wouldn't look ridiculous. But if you had one of those crappy Kenmore box fans with the disgusting, weird brown, beige, and the giant sharp blades that look like a torture device, then yeah, that's not a very homely looking fan. But I guess the design of this fan kind of makes it look socially acceptable, so I'll leave it at that. That's, to be honest with you, that's probably as many pros I can come up with. Let's go to the cons. This will be a little easier. Cons. First of all, a lot to say about the Switch here. It is not a 3-speed, so by the algorithm of these versus videos, any fan that is not a 3-speed, even if it's a 4-speed, it's considered a con. Because 3-speed is the norm, so it has to be considered a con. Next problem is this fan, you know how you have a switch on a box fan, right? We'll go over here and bother this fan. You turn this knob, it's got that nice kind of confirming notch or click, You know what I'm talking about, right? Well, this fan doesn't have that. It's almost like a thermostat. It's very loose. So there was many times where I try to turn this fan on low, and it doesn't line up perfectly, and the fan doesn't turn on. Then I gotta sit here and okay, almost on low, almost. Oh, past it, gotta go back. It gets ridiculous. And that has happened on videos before, so it gets really, really annoying. So that is 2 cons right off the bat. The next con is this motor is legit trash. It buzzes. And for some reason, I don't know why. Don't ask. The top coil, which you can't see because my flashlight is not in hand, it literally looks burnt. I don't know why. It's the way it was when I got the fan. That black charcoal looking material you can scrape off. These other top left and top right coils look slightly burnt. Yeah, these bottom coils here look perfectly fine and shiny. So I don't know what the heck the problem is. I have varnished this motor. It doesn't stop, so maybe I need to use a thicker varnish like brush on stuff. But yes, and you can see the varnish too. You can see it kind of looks, the coils kind of look wet. That kind of wet look is from the varnish. So that's a con. The motor buzzes, that's the main thing. And that's a very bad con because, there are cons you can get over, For example, the 2-speed. That's easy to get over. Okay, 2-speed, who cares? However, the buzzing is not something you can get over because it's not something you can get used to or adapt to or just kind of forget about. It's always going to be there, and it can eventually harm the fan. It's kind of, I consider like fan cancer. When the fan buzzes, it's like, it's a hard thing to get rid of because not a lot of people know where to get the varnish and not many people know how to do it. So it can eventually kill the fan, because the buzzing means the windings are loose, and that's not a good thing, and it can lead to failure or shorting. So I consider it like fan cancer. So this fan, I guess, kind of has its type of version of cancer, which is really weird. So that's like what, 3 cons? We're already tied with the pros, and yeah. So the condition of this fan may look good, but it wasn't really, and since it doesn't have an original paint job, I guess that's got to be considered another con. It looks like a Franken fan. It's not. I don't know. This fan's messed up, man. When I got this fan, it was so beat up. I actually was gonna throw it away because it just ran like legit crap. Like, you would turn it on, it would buzz and throw a fit, and I put it by the curb. And then the next day or day or two, I felt really bad, and I went out there and got it back. And decided to work on it for a summer project, and that's where it got here today. But yeah, this fan was, this close from being smashed at the dump site. So I feel bad and kind of guilty to this day, but to be honest with you, what another collector do, I mean, the whole thing, the whole cabinet, it was just rust. There was like no blue left. The blades were disgusting. The motor obviously didn't run right. There was so much dust in there you couldn't even see inside. It needed oil, so it would buzz and make all sorts of weird bearing sounds. And the handle, I actually still have the original handle. It's intact. The problem is the screws were broken on the handle or rusted or something like that. So when you pick up the fan, I was afraid that the handle was going to break. Because it's just a strap handle like that. It was just screwed in, except the screws were all rusted and about to, break. So, between that, and I'm like, it needs a handle. These holes here had to be drilled. It was a nightmare. And then the switch was still a problem, so. And I believe this fan had a wiring problem, too, if I'm not wrong, or something with the wiring wasn't right. So this fan had a mess. And the cord was all ruined. So obviously, I don't blame myself for trying to do that, but at the same time, it's like, at least try to contact another collector and say, hey, you want this as a project or whatever. But, I guarantee you someone like Spat Spare would have taken this over a heartbeat because it's a perfect project. But anyway, not going to get into that. Vornado. What's so good and bad about it? Well, first thing, it looks really weird. Really good, too. It's just weird. Like, this is a unique design here for a grill. So what are the pros here? Well, the pros are the design. Obviously, it looks amazing, and another pro is the color. Beautiful bronze, and the whole design here, the shiny sticker, and the whole fan is in this amber color. These grills are not yellow; they're colored this weird amber color. That's the way they came. The whole fan is accented with this color. Even the cord itself is that amber color. So. And I can prove to you it's not. It sounds fine. It doesn't sound brittle or anything. Where this grill over here is, sunlight damage beyond belief. You can hear it because it sounds like it's going to destroy itself. But over here, sounds sturdy. So, I guess that's a pro. Another pro is the condition. So, along with the color, design, condition, when I got this fan, it was in mint condition, just extremely dirty. It had layers of dust, but underneath the dust, there was nothing. There was no rust anywhere, which you can't see because the lighting's terrible. Which is funny because I have all these lights on. I got that light on. I got these lights on. I got that light on over there. And even after all that, it's still dark in here. Don't know what the heck why. On the bottom, after these beautiful blades that were polished, beautiful. No rust, not a scratch anywhere. Just I had to put tape over the feet because they were starting to deteriorate. But that's common with most rubber from 1971 or whatever this fan is. So the condition's great, beautiful design, great color. And another pro is it blows a ton of air. It's a monster. And another pro is the motor. It's got a Westinghouse series motor. Now, the normal, oh god, this weighs a million pounds. The normal Westinghouse motors were like 4 amps, 2.5. This is the stronger, more industrial version of the Westinghouse motor. They call it the Westinghouse series. I don't know why they did. There's a few fans, mainly in these weird frigid fans, and I believe there's a few rare like P23s that might have had this. I saw some collector had a avocado green P23 with a Westinghouse series motor. These series motors are nuts. They have 3 amps on average, which is scary, and they are insane. I don't know why they call them the Westinghouse series. It sounds weird, but I like it. So that's got the stronger version of the Westinghouse motor. So it's got a great motor, great design, good condition, beautiful color. I don't even know the other one, but it's air, I think. So what's so bad about this fan? The only con I have to give you is the strap handle, because I don't like them because they tend to break. But even this one's like a rubbery material. It's flexible. And then the only other con is that's 2-speed, but no one cares. That's just, it has to be there because of the algorithm I designed for the Versus videos back years ago. So yeah, those are the only cons. 2 cons and 5 pros. Over here it's like 4 cons and 3 pros. So that's why this was kind of a funny video. Without further ado, let's run the fans on low. Here is low on the Eskimo. Yeah, that rhymes. It buzzes louder on low. Are you serious? That's hilarious. Took me a minute to adjust here, because I just make sure it's just right. This fan's a lot quieter, spoiler alert. Airflow is really good though. Like, really good. Just to clarify, any vintage fan in this collection will destroy any modern fan on the shelf at Walmart. So when I say this fan has 4 cons, that's just a nitpicky collector thing. This fan is, like, it'll destroy any fan at Walmart, literally. It'll tip them over and destroy them with the tornado level of air. Just, these are the little nitpicky things that, like this fan's in mid condition, it looks great. These are just little problems that this fan personally has. So by no means, vintage fans are obviously a heck of a lot better. It's just, I don't want people to think that this fan's bad or anything. It's not. It's very, very, great fan. It's just, the cons, for just for the comparison. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna swap fans now. It seems to not buzz as much on high, which tells me one of the high-speed coils or something like that seems to be a little bit more varnished, so maybe the varnish is uneven. Regardless, it needs to be varnished again or looked at by a professional. I know a guy that's like an hour and a half away from here named Paulie, and I think he does motors. It's like a side job, because he's like a farmer or something, but whatever. So maybe I'll take this down to him, like, yo, Paulie, take a look at this motor. He'll be like, oh yeah, that's got some problems with it. You might want to varnish that. So we'll see what he says. Anyway, to the Vornado, here is low. Startup sound is amazing. I slept with this last night, and I was freezing. The airflow is nuts from this fan. This on low is like that on high. Literally insane. This is kind of hilarious. It's 2 fans next to each other. Anyway, yeah. Very loud. Worth the airflow. You know what's weird? Both of these fans have 2 off positions. Anyone notice that? It's kind of random. Oh yeah, if someone's gonna ask which fan's older. This fan's from I think 1971 or 2. And this fan has no date. It's presumed that it's probably 1970. So they're pretty close in age. Anyway, so in conclusion, which fan is better? I don't want to say this to shame the Eskimo. If the Eskimo didn't have the buzzing motor, it'd probably be a lot more competitive, but I have to hand this to the Vornado. I just have to. It blows air, it looks beautiful. you know, great motor and pretty much great everything. If you said take one of these home and use it for whatever reason, I'd say Vornado all day. The only reason why I choose the Eskimo is if it didn't buzz or if it, wasn't as bad as it was. Like if the original handle looked fine with the okay screws, the motor wasn't ruined and had problems, and this fan didn't have such a bad history, then I would probably take it. But the Vornado, whew, you can't say no to that. But that's my personal opinion. Well, let me know what you guys would choose. Would you still choose the kind of used and abused Eskimo? Just try to repair it and just because maybe you like it. Because this fan's more traditional. It's more simple. Or this fan's very loud with this grill design. You know what I mean? And it's amber colored accent and it's blazing sticker. Yeah, I just said blazing. Anyway. So yeah, the only thing I'm going to do next is startup sounds because I know everyone's going to be like, I want to hear the startup sound. Why did you do it? So I'm going to do it. So those 5 haters can't say anything. Here's what the backs look like. One little annoying thing is, I don't know why, but they put the stupid sticker on the back of the Vornado. So there are hundreds of times where I would, especially when I first got the fan, I would turn around like, oh, that's the front. I'm like, oh, it's not the front. It was extremely annoying and confusing. Whereas the Eskimo, obviously you can tell that's the back because there's the brace and the motor. But and another thing is this fan has the full brace. This fan's got one brace. It's kind of strange. Here's startup sound on high of the Eskimo. Doesn't even do anything. It just. Here's the Eskimo. There goes my curtain. Like, even the Robeson moved its blade set. It was frightened, shaking in fear from the airflow of this fan. Granted, the spin downs are great on both. So this fan used to have a terrible spin down, but now it's better. I don't know what I did. So I haven't oiled it in months. So I don't know where the heck it got a good spin down from, but... If you guys enjoyed this video, then I'll see you guys in the next one.